Oh yeah, the cat's in the window. Guerrilla Fortress and its military training ground. So that's Elliot's dad. Those are from the window. Looks like a hammy to jump from part of the family. Meaning, I don't look much like my dad. I need a haircut. In the sense that my hair used to be blonde. Oh, person's dead. So this is pretty good. Elliot, my boy. So good to see you. Huh? It must be half a year since now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp looking uniform you've got too. I've seen photos, but I've seen better on you in person. Dad, come on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. Meaning, I've been training since I was 12. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little child forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and many facts. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. God, please. I feel like everything I've been told about him was lies. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You kidding me? He seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Amicia. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. Let's help the owner. Moving right along. Lieutenant General Olaf Crick. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Crick, Commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one hand down. Now, let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armoured divisions. Armoured regiments at the formation centre. Infantry, armoured cars and airships will work in tandem, using their manoeuvrability to the fullest to obliterate the target. As our target today, we will be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armoured Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin. Yes, sir! 5th Armoured Division. Armoured Regiment will advance first. Armoured Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armoured Division. Armoured Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armoured Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Signed up. So this is the kind of firefight which Said those tanks report. Yeah, there were quite some massive team button tanks from around the about 2 years. I think that's like between their power fire tanks over what numbers and depots on the front. And the Imperial Army got 600 in the wilderness, huh? That's neat. You try to find something like me head on, you understand the plan. That's too far our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get these. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make you start pushing. I don't think that's something you should do. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Thus, the military exercise came to an end. The 4th Armoured Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress, where Major Nighthawk outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, it's our turn then. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it, we're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hashed beef day. No thanks, I just had pizza. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smells make me hungry. Oh yeah? Where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker, I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the fortress commander of the instructor Nighthawk. God, they ate it too fast now. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Ah, right. Well, if she's with Major Nighthawk, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armoured Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kind of scary. Like a divisional muscleman. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hashed beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Well, at least there's no pork. Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me? Oh, come on, guys. What's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat, none of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you'd need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The Aptons are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield. There are weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. God, it's so hard to read things with your eyes shut. That's true. It's just, in a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. Another way on to something as huge as Gorelia's railway guns too. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Sarah's back. Instructor Sarah, so you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as the latest on the terrorists. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture, while bringing you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. But we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. The Aurelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy to understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of that power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying that famous hashed beef fries. I've heard that it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, if you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd rather throw it away than give it to you. Cold. Literally. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quote. Phew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the OrbitNet. We've got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An orb mail? Looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the OrbitNet. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send your orders around the clock. Huh? What's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we've got to outfit 20 Actons with C units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. It's exactly 20 if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap, at least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Continue. No idea why it's got a delete save data option. In case you've got excess. Aurelia Fortress, Crossbell, stateside. Mode. Oh wait, I've got on. At last, after what seemed like enough adventure-filled weeks, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbell State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session and the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physical fitness program alongside some of these soldiers. And after completing it, no easy task, I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm read-up from yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right, or at least that's what the Intelligence Division believes. It looks like a known terrorist organisation from the Calvin Republic has turned up in Crossbell too. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no, what are the authorities doing? Everything they can, actually. However, operations being handled solely by the intelligence division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything, just that they have a trusted ally taking care of them. But who does the intelligence division trust? Miriam? You've got to know something about this, right, Shortcut? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you those really strong bunch, though. That's still pretty vague. I've got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Imperial Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Wait, was the Pentagon on this one? Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Rheinfeld to manufacture them? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is certainly unknown. But it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armoured types favoured by the Imperial Army. I bet it's from the RS-26 series. There are a number of different models within that series, though. But if you have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. With an airship in their position, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. God, that's quite worrying, especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. And Torres in Crossbow right now too. Yeah. Damn, now you got me worried. Aw, take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lex over there. On that side, if the terrorist attention is currently focused on Crossbow, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? You raise a good point, Nora. They did target Princess Alfin during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The railway military police thought so too, which is why they've increased the security level here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They've also beefed up security anywhere that seems short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. Anyway, you're finding covered for information on the terrorist identity, right? That's right, though once again we have the intelligence division to thank for that. If you turn your attention to the screen, please. Another face, gee, that's the man who kidnapped Princess Alfin and Elise in Heimdall. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvin in the North Highlands. So who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdall. That man? A teacher? So an academic. Right, his focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. So basically he joined because he was having a tantrum. Oh, so getting laid off set him on the road to terrorism? Pretty much. Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go was because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You'll find these kinds of idealists at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. In seizing a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more militant and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other groups I know. So do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I can only assume with the other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those three yet. The strongest lead right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was towing around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on the vehicle. Did it seem at all familiar to you? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S2, but it's too early to make any informed statements. Scarlet. The real unknown is their leader, C. Ah, the one in the visor's helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Reen, Laura and C simultaneously. I always find that hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. It goes without saying that the Radiant Blaze Master could send 3 of us off without much of a problem, but I bet Good Mirror, Instructor Sarah and Major Nighthawk could do it too. I can't say for certain. Ha! Look at Mr. Modesty over here. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire army. I heard people mention him right alongside Major Vanda. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume that he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vander from Zendergate. Ahem, while I would question whether I can stand on even equal footing with him, Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years, and quite close to Prince Oliver as well. In fact, he's in Crossbow right now, serving as the Prince's bodyguard. Whoa, well that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just C, we still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is mystery, so even if they're no-show in Crossbow, I doubt we've heard the last of it. And call it coincidence or fate, but you put the kibosh on both their schemes twice now. It's entirely possible that they've come to hold a personal grudge. Why don't we use that R as an L? What the fuck's wrong with me? So be careful. Right. We'll be sure to keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. Thoughts? $15-30 hours. You'll now be shown to the area where the railway guns are housed. All of what you're about to see is highly classified. I presume you're aware of the protocol surrounding confidential intel? Yes, Instructor. I'm getting kinda nervous. Me too. Guys, it's just a railway gun. I've seen them before, they're nothing to get all excited. Alright, this part of the field study isn't mandatory for you. If you'd like to stay there and wait for us, that'd be more than okay. Jeez, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the only one left behind. Honestly. Excuse me. This is Nighthawk speaking. Yes, hello, Commander Watts. Wait, Rella wants to speak with me? Of course, put him through. What could you possibly be calling me at a time like this? What? What's happening? Huh? Is he taking a call from someone outside the fort on his office? Sure, that's that way. Understood, we'll be on alert here as well. Yes, right. Take care now. Is something happening in Crossbow? I'm afraid so. A short while ago, the skyscraper where the conference is taking place came under attack by the Imperial Liberation Front. The attack was carried out via airship. Fortunately, they were able to repel the terrorists, and Prince Oliver, Chancellor Osborne, and the others were unharmed. However, it's too early to tell if the danger truly passed. They really did attack the conference. Called it! I knew they were going to, because that'd be the perfect time to cause as many casualties as you can. How foolish. But that's not all, is it? Something else strange happened. What was it? The terrorists were somehow able to gain access to the OrbitNet and manipulate the shutters that partition the building. Furthermore, they had with them a force of mechanical monsters. So they've got the Archivans. I don't like the sound of that. You found something like that in the drama, right? Yeah, we ran into one on the highway there. And they broke into the OrbitNet. Major, how much of Corellia Fortress is connected to the network? At present, it's only used for inventory and equipment management by the maintenance. What was that? A tremor? It came from right below us. Below! The hangar! What? What the hell? The oxens? What happened here? They just started moving. No one's inside, they just started moving on their own. Did the C units not malfunction? No, they can't. No, they couldn't have. What's a C unit? It's an automatic control unit we put on vehicles that are going to serve as targets for military action. Maybe the OrbitNet's connected to them then. Ugh, how did C units end up attached on most advanced tanks? This is really bad. I'm going to assess the situation. I need you here to help fight the fires and assist the injured maintenance staff. Yes, sir. Please, be careful out there. This is crazy. Hold on. Are automatic control systems really capable of that level of advanced maneuver? No, they're definitely not.